I love keeping the chart simple. I know you guys love that as well. And by the way, great comments continuing. Really appreciate all the kind words and love. It makes me pumped for the next game plan, so I do appreciate that. The economy remains apparently very strong. Tons of new people getting hired, almost double what expectations were. And you know what this did to the markets? I mean, you'd say, oh, well, that's really good for the stock market, right? People have jobs, they're going to buy more things. Wrong. The market's dumped out. So let's get right into it and let's take a look.
Wait a minute, everyone. Get ready for the ultimate crypto investing website, the Bitcoin Seller. It's your golden ticket to an exclusive insiders club. Expert predictions, on-chain data, and breaking news, all for you. Imagine all crypto insights landing in your inbox daily, like having your own expert team. Don't miss this VIP opportunity. Click the link and secure your spot. Join now and ride the crypto roller coaster with the Bitcoin Seller. Gareth Soloway, a renowned technical analyst and crypto expert. In this video, Gareth will share his insights on the price movements of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and gold, using various indicators and patterns. He will answer some of the burning questions that many investors have, such as, why is Bitcoin facing strong resistance at $43.44? And what could happen if it fails to break above this level? How is Ethereum trading within a channel? And why is the upsloping trend line around $2,200 crucial for its direction? What does Solana's rejection at $99 mean? And how does it relate to a Fibonacci retracement level? How is gold affected by the dollar movement? And what are the macro patterns to watch out for? Let's join Gareth in a conversation about these topics and more.
But let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin pulling back just a little bit. Resistance is still in play here. So we still have our 43 to 44,000 resistance. Again, simple. I love keeping the chart simple. I know you guys love that as well. And by the way, great comments continuing. Really appreciate all the kind words and love. It makes me pumped for the next game plan. So I do appreciate that. But again, basically, if we take out 44,000, we start moving above, we can retest our highs. If not, and we start getting pushed down, these 38,000 remains resistance. Same thing on Ethereum, right? Ethereum is in a channel. I've talked about this channel with you guys before. It's an absolutely amazing channel if we zoom out. The fact that it's kind of stayed within this zone. The one thing we have to remember is, simply put, we have this dotted line, which is the midpoint of the channel, and that's where we are hitting right in here. All right, so 2,200, if 2,200 holds, this can trade back up to 27 plus. If it breaks, you're probably going down to about 17 to 1,800 on Ethereum. All right, next up, gold, guys. We talked about gold dropping. Look at the drop on gold. It's not, again, in the scheme of things, we're just inside of basically the last couple up days in gold. But the bigger point here is that we've had no breakout yet. There's been no breakout on gold here, and we continue to just be up just underneath this level. And sure enough, we'll have to see where it goes. The only thing I would not want to see here, we have a general trend line here. Not the straightest line, I apologize for that. But I'd ideally like to see gold hold this line, hold that line. If it doesn't, it might come back to like 1975, maybe even 1950. But again, this would be the ideal. If you're a gold bull, you'd want to see this, basically 2015-ish level hold on that.
Gareth Soloway analyzes the price movements of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and gold using technical indicators and patterns. He explains why Bitcoin is facing a strong resistance at $43.44 and what could happen if it fails to break above this level. He also shows how Ethereum is trading within a channel and why the midpoint of the channel around $2,200 is crucial for its direction. He points out that gold is not yet broken out and that it needs to hold the trend line around $2,015 to avoid further decline. He concludes by emphasizing the importance of keeping the chart simple and recognizing the trends. Bitcoin, Ether, Solana, and other major altcoins have started the week with a sharp decline as the market faces volatility and uncertainty. It cites the stronger labor market data in the U.S. as a possible factor that diminished the hope of the Fed lowering the rate early next year. It also shows the liquidation heat map, which indicates that over $335 million worth of positions have been liquidated in the last 12 hours. Solana has a good chance of being 2024's best performer. Solana has outperformed other major cryptos in 2023, and this trend could continue in 2024. It lists several reasons why Solana could remain relevant and rally higher, such as contrarian thinking, panic selling, staking in fundamentals, SETH-OIL to ETH ratio, and institutional interest.
Now, we're still net positive, right? We're still net positive on the markets pre-market. That's in conjunction with what we saw from Meta, from Amazon. So we're still slightly positive after the big gains there in the S&P and the NASDAQ futures. But let's take a look at these headlines here, guys. So this is the kicker. So first off, non-farm payroll shocks 350,000 jobs added versus basically 187 expected. Biggest job gains since January of 2023. So think about that, guys. So this is the biggest job gain in one full year. So is this economy starting to rev up again, or is this a false flag? And we're going to find that out, obviously, in the coming days, weeks, and months. The one thing I'll say is you can't deny the layoffs that are being announced. Every single company coming out almost with earnings is announcing layoffs. So again, is this an anomaly? We're going to find out. Let's take a look here. Unemployment report came in at 3.7%. Okay. Versus forecast of 3.8. So that was a little better as well. The only kicker I would say here, and this is possibly an indicator that things aren't quite as good as expected, is if we look at the U6. All right. Now, the U6 means these are people, when you're counted as in the U6, it's people that are unemployed or basically underemployed, meaning if you want to get a job, you want to get a full-time job, but you're unable to find a full-time job, so you take a part-time job. That would include you in U6, which tells you again that you are underemployed. You're not getting used as much as you want to in the workforce. Now, again, that came in at 7.2%. Last month was 7.1%. So that's numbers actually creeping up just a little bit. So we want to keep an eye on that. All right, next up, let's scroll down. Let's see what we have here, guys. The other headlines of the day. And basically, we know these already. These came out yesterday after hours. We have Meta blows by estimates on earnings and revenue. The trillion-dollar stock is surging 17% pre-market. One note, though, and this is something that caught my attention, guys. A massive amount of revenue came from China for advertising. So, again, a lot of upside. We're seeing Meta, again, basically adding $175 billion in market cap this morning. But, again, let's just see exactly what's going on here. Is this coming from outside the U.S.? It does appear to be coming from China. At least, not everything, right? But a chunk, a decent-sized chunk, more than you would anticipate coming from China, something the government may have to look into. All right. They also announced a $50 billion stock buyback. That's more artificial engineering. For you guys out there, you may not know what artificial engineering is. It's basically where companies buy back their stock. And just to simplify this, is that if you have 10 shares in the company, right? 10 shares in the company, okay, and you're making $10 per share or $10 in profits, that's a $1 per share. Okay, so again, $10 in profits divided by 10 shares, it's $1 in profit, right? So that's what you have there. Now, if you, as a company, buy back half those shares, and now there are only 5 shares, right? 5 shares, but you're still making the same amount of money, how much is each share worth, or each share is making how much in profit? And the answer is $2. So again, you don't make any more money. The company's not making more money, but because you buy back the other half or half of your stock, you now artificially have a $2 per share profit versus a $1 per share profit. So these little tidbits, they're important because this is something that Apple has done for years, guys. They had such a big cash pile. They just kept on buying back billions and billions, hundreds of billions in stock, and it artificially inflated a lot of their numbers. Now we're starting to see, again, the truth as Apple, again, on earnings is down. Now, Meta's quarter was still great. There's nothing to take away from it, but except, again, the fact that, again, a lot of that revenue is coming from China. Apple continues to lag on earnings, failed to impress. The stock is down about 3%. The key technical level remains 180. If you close below 180 and confirm, let's say on Monday, now you're talking about a bigger breakdown on Apple. And again, we're slowly seeing the emergence of the Googles of the world, the NVIDIAs of the world as being the top players. It used to be Apple, not so much now. Again, even Tesla. Tesla's obviously fallen way out of the mix, but Apple is still the big player now, and again, not so much now. Lastly, Amazon obviously reporting earnings here. So again, Amazon reporting earnings, and again, they had a nice beat. The stock's jumping 7% pre-market. Amazon is the only trillion-dollar company out there that hasn't made a new all-time high in the last 52 weeks or so. All right, so again, you got to wonder, are they going to push this to get to those all-time highs? It's not that far away. I think it's about $18 away from where it's currently trading. That's not a huge move. It's about a 10% move higher from where it's trading currently pre-market to get to those levels.
If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.